make the strings.
All right, guys, welcome back. What part is this, Ty? Is it
14?
14. So we are part 14 of the 600 horsepower turbo K series all-wheel drive Civic. So I guess one part of that title is a lie, and I guess that part of it is that it's all-wheel drive.
Yeah, it was all clickbait this whole time.
It was all clickbait the whole time. So this thing actually made 616 horsepower. If you didn't watch the last video of this thing on the dyno at PFI speed, 616 horsepower, 22 pounds of boost, like 16-ish degrees of timing. It's a freaking ripper, I tell you what. So I was kind of messing with it a little bit today. One of the window regulators was really stupid, so I just kind of cleaned that up, lubed it up, tightened it up, got it actually in the track so the window goes up and down. It's gonna last a little while. We got to get it actually fixed later, but got the bumper and everything on it too. Had to trim a little bit of stuff. And I actually cruised it into town and probably put about 30 miles on this thing, kind of cruising around, running some errands. And fourth gear, I mean, it's like, we don't need Mexico. We're freaking going to the moon, I think, is kind of how this thing is going. So one of the things that I've been waiting to do is actually install the drive shaft. So I got it shortened. So I shortened this piece to about 34 inches. And one of the things that I think I did wrong is I shortened the wrong piece in relation to these brackets that I got. So Justin from Hub City Performance, they sell these brackets right here, which kind of supposed to go in there like that, and basically you weld it right here, and then it goes down over there, and then you weld it right there. But in the pictures and stuff that he sent me, this is like 3 inches too far back now for the brackets to actually slide up there and bolt and weld easily. So I'm gonna have to make these work, because there's pretty much no other option, I think, at this point. So I'm gonna go ahead and start messing with this stuff, and we're gonna try to get this thing ready to take to the track, because it is Friday night. We got the Friday night drags around here. It is raining, which I guess is almost a good thing, because it gives me a couple more minutes to actually weld the diff and stuff. But look at the horde of cars. So that one's not mine, not mine, mine, not mine, 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 mine. What did I drive here today? Oh, the truck and trailer. Oh, mine.
Did you?
Yeah, mine, 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 mine. But you guys don't even know what's under the cover yet. But that's gonna be shortly after this thing. All right, guys. So we decided that the drive shaft wasn't gonna just like bolt right in. I was gonna have to weld some brackets, and I didn't want to rush that. I wanted to make sure it was nice. I've been wanting to do like a front wheel drive pass in this thing, so I can compare it to the all wheel drive stuff later. So that's kind of the plan, is to go to the track tonight, front wheel drive, play with that, and then next weekend, or I think next weekend I'm going with Adam. Hopefully there might be like a test and tune day here and there, and we'll see if we can get some all wheel drive stuff in this week. Okay, just turn his lights off. We have rolling anti-lag now, so the VSS, the speedometer signal is being stupid, so I tied it to the e-brake, so watch this. 760 foot. Alright, so these are the first 2 passes ever with this whole setup. So you can see over here on the left is my very first pass. So we ran a 1.7960 foot, and then we ran a 11.43 in the quarter and at 127. And yeah, so that was the very first pass. We actually picked up some mile an hour on the second pass. So I'm over here this time. So I did 129, 11.44. So it's fairly consistent, but we ran a slower 60 foot. I think it actually spun a little bit out of the hole. So I actually entered into a jackpot, basically bracket race. So I think what I need to do, or what I do now, is basically put a number, I dial a number on my windshield. So let's say I put 11.4 on there, and then we race. Yeah, I'll probably do 11.2, or maybe even like 11.1, probably 11.2. So I think if I get the 60 foot to like a 1.63, what it was before, because I think it spun coming out of the hole that time, because the tires got hotter, so they added some pressure. So I think we just needed to bring the pressures down a little bit more, so they're like really scrunchy. And then I should get that 1.60 foot, and we'll probably run like an 11.2, 11.1 probably. Maybe even go to.
I think you could get 11. We get the 60 foot to 1.6 with a good shift, like a 1.35. We should be like a 10.9 with a 1.35.
Yeah, I mean this thing should probably go a 10 tonight. But the bad thing is I don't have my laptop, so we can't like adjust the 2-step, get it to build any more boost off of the line. Basically that's just kind of up to me, like loading it with the e-brake to kind of let it build a little bit more boost, and obviously bringing down the tire pressures. I think that'll help out a lot. But we're kind of in an elimination thing. Basically everybody put $10 in, so I think there's like 7 or 8 drivers, so basically whoever wins gets the pot. So I think they're not really doing a whole lot of classes tonight other than high school, time only, and then the jackpot race, which is kind of good for test and tune. Give me, you know, get me in the saddle, kind of playing with reaction times and stuff. We need to wash this thing, but I mean, it feels great to actually be out here in the car, and it seems like it's holding together really well. So. So this was I just lost $10. So you can see I'm 250 on the left. My reaction time, I was a little bit too fast, but look how, I mean, that guy's a professional right there. He dialed an 11.79 and ran a 9.8. I mean, I guess that's pretty close. Just in the 10th or so, less than a 10th. Yeah, he ran that. I ran an 11.44. If I would have dialed an 11.44, we would have been good. If I wouldn't have, then it would have almost been down to our reaction times. But my reaction time was about to be really good, but it wasn't. Yeah, I dialed an 11.2. So I think we're gonna go ahead and play with it a little bit more, just hop in time only lane now that I got eliminated, and see what this thing does.
Bud.
11.2 at 129. The 60 foot's still the same.
Really? It seemed like it came out harder.
The 330 was 4.9.
That 1.2 seemed better.
1.2 is a lot better, yeah. I felt like I was gonna break it.
I mean, it worked how it should, so.
Yeah. I don't know what, man, it was just 1.6, it was like 1.63 on that was the fastest it ever did on the D series.
Could be the weight, you know. There's more weight over the front.
I mean, there's a lot of weight in the back too. It's dragging a lot of weight. There's probably an extra with the K series.
The diff and
the axles, all that stuff. There's a lot of weight. Weight's in different places because the fuel cell and stuff.
No, it looked good.
It's not building as much boost as the. I feel like we're launched on about 8 pounds, and as soon as we get there, it's because in order to get it, if I just 2-step it, it builds like 4 pounds of boost.
Yeah.
That's when it makes the power is when I load it by holding the e-brake, and right now the e-brake is super finicky and it like doesn't hold it. Like it like as soon as it starts making that 8 pounds, it just wants to go.
Yeah.
So
I think the D-series we got up to even at like 12, wasn't it, or something?
I don't know. I mean, I wish we had the computer here to where we could like play with it a little bit more.
It's all right though.
But I mean,
good
11.2.
That's good.
Like that's the first pass was 11.4. That was way faster than it was ever in the D series. Obviously, I could shift this one a lot better, but it's still not amazing.
More torque.
But it does feel like it's kind of fallen a little bit out of power. My 3 to 4 shift, it was there was a fireball came out. I was like, man, that's perfect. So I think I'm actually short shifting it because it's not hitting limiter. I'm not letting it hit limiter. Because I think
you should fight. Well, you have the check engine line.
I don't have it set up as a shift light.
Well,
I probably should though.
Now you know little things to adjust.
I feel like if we come back out all-wheel drive tomorrow, it's not gonna be any faster. Because I feel like it's not slipping on the launch. Like it's
digging out. But the thing is, with the all-wheel drive, you're not gonna leave on 8 pounds. You're gonna leave on like 18.
Yeah.
Like that's the difference. Is how much power you're able to leave on.
As long as I can hold it back, I almost want to put that freaking Chinese hydro e-brake in here.
Like a stage brake?
Yeah, and like actually put it in here. Like do that tomorrow. Well,
I don't know.
We'll see how much time we have. But we're getting some prairie dog burgers. Blake's getting around. Brent just told me I need to just drive it harder. Civic stock engine, Lambo killing, almost. Hell yeah! Time. I've been chasing. This is the fastest car I've ever driven, ever, and the numbers prove it. Holy shit, that's tight. That's my first 10. Very first ever in anything I've ever done. That. freaking, and it's still front wheel drive with a 1.7 60 foot. So we should be able to get it down to like a 1.4 60 foot, and we'll be like mid 10s hopefully, but it's probably gonna get a little bit slow up top.
I don't know. With power, I think it'd be.
We could just ramp in some more power at the top.
In your own limiter, I can hear a limiter. It definitely needs raised.
I think if I do the no lift shift, so I get that set up to where I can actually stay flat, because I'm letting off. Like I catch myself, I'm like doing it, and I need to quit.
132.
Should we drive it back to the shop? So we drove it to the track. Drove it back. Well, I gotta air up the tires.
Yeah, air them up. Isn't there
10-second freaking Civic.
I won the bet.
What was that?
Wow, mine was cool.
I know what you guys are thinking. You're probably thinking that I should fix the RV, and I was thinking the same thing right now. Look at that freaking diesel pusher. It's got the little, it's like a wheel that the trailer hooks onto right there, where it actually, so you don't have all the weight on the back of that thing. And then a triple axle trailer, so still you don't have enough weight. But it needs like 2 cars. And also, I would like to buy a smart car and put a turbo Hayabusa engine in it, because I think that would be really cool. But so we drove the Civic to the track tonight, and we're driving it back to the shop. So we have a 10-second street car. Hey, what are you saying?
I'm just talking about how you have all these plans. And
I have a lot of plans. I have a lot of projects. But this was a plan, and this was a project, and it came together, and it runs a frickin' 10 front wheel drive. So they are having another drag race event during the day out here, and they're doing time only stuff in the evening from like 4 o'clock. So I think if I could go to the shop and try to hook everything up as far as the drive shaft and stuff, but what we're trying to do today, we could actually bring it here on maybe the street tires and see what it runs. Supposedly you're not supposed to do this all-wheel drive, like with the big tire in the front and the little one in the back. I think they need to be more so the same size. So we're gonna cruise it back to the shop, and then I think we're gonna go on a little bit of a cruise night with some of the local Honda boys. So she's a certified ripper, I think.
she's a spring chicken.
We need I want Cletus to drive it now.
Yeah. She's a 10-second spring chicken.
10-second stock engine. Brent sent me a sound clip. It's in my line. Woo! Oh, he's a tiger, so pumped right now. Let's see what he said.
Dude, no way! This is so badass! Dude, I'm so pumped right now. Hell yeah! Hell yeah, brother! Kicking ass out there!
That's what I love about Brent. Like, he's literally like probably like sitting next to his girlfriend on the couch. He's like, fuck yeah,